All right, we are live on Facebook. Justin Sandler here on a Saturday afternoon in the beginning of September. Can you believe it? It's September already. And wow, it feels like this whole year has gone by so fast. Kind of a blur, if you will. Well, all for good reason. With so much going on in the world right now, and floods and fires and all kinds of stuff. Still a lot of people like myself who are still going through journeys of health, and so I wanted to come on today for a few minutes because I have a couple things I want to discuss real quick. One of them will, before I get into it, is just a little quick update because I have not been on so much lately. I'm just doing a lot of a lot of healing here and things like that, and so just a quick update as to where I am with everything. And that's Bella, by the way, making lots of noise in the background. She feels the need to pipe in on the video. But Bella, shh, please, we're making a video. So as you can see, the scar here is healing pretty well. I've got a couple holes in my chest, and since I've done the last video, I've had to go to the doctor a few times, check out a few things, extra CT scan, extra ultrasound. Anatomically, everything is correct with me. That's a good thing. However, I'm still having several side effects, that have not gone. I am getting stronger. My legs are stronger. I do have a little bit more energy, which is all very nice, but my lungs are not there yet. So basically what's happening is I start to move a little faster thinking I'm going back to the old me, and then suddenly after a few steps my lungs start to remind me that nope, it's time to take it slow still. So I got to remember that I'm still taking it easy. Still dealing with this arm pain here. I guess it's just pretty extreme nerve damage, and that nerve damage is just not gonna go away for a little bit. I guess I just need to sort of keep dealing with it. And Bella, shush. So the nerve damage is still there, the lungs still not going right, and the dizziness and the lightheadedness and the sort of daily bouts of nausea are all still pretty present. So I am getting better a little bit every day, but of course there are still a lot of challenges that I'm trying to overcome. I do meet with my oncologist next Thursday officially, and that will determine the next step. Hopefully the next step just means Justin, keep resting and getting better, and not Justin, let's do more chemo. Thinking that we're not going to have to do that, but she will determine all when it comes down to it. And so we'll find out more on Thursday. Of course, I'll update you guys after I meet with her. I'm going to go over some of the issues I'm having. One new thing is I'm having more neuropathy in my fingers, kind of numbness on my fingertips, and certain things that are kind of new, and I think that's all part of the chemo maybe still in me, but again, stuff we'll talk about with the oncologist coming Thursday. Anyway, so I wanted to come on here today because there's something that I feel like I really need to release, and I think this is holding me back from moving forward, so to speak. And this cat's killing me right now. Some things that are holding me back, and I wanted to release it here because just like the other day when I was able to release some of the anger that I was feeling, I feel like I can go ahead and maybe release this as well today out loud and to you all, and this might help me get past this phase. And I'm willing to bet that there are people out there who have dealt with illness and cancers especially, who may find some comfort in what I'm going to say, or have felt some of the same things and questioned whether or not these feelings are valid and accurate, and is it okay to have these feelings. And so, like the title says, what if I don't want to get better? And from the outside that might sound like a ludicrous thing to say. What do you mean? Why wouldn't you want to get better? Why wouldn't you want to get healthy again and go back to your old self and grow out your hair and just be the old Justin that everybody knew from back when? And that's the life that I've known for so many years. And what I realized, especially going going deep and thinking about it and doing chanting and doing journaling over the last week or so, there's a lot of fear in getting better. There's a lot of fear in going back to the old way of living. And there's really, I kind of see it in three different sections. So the first one is, you know, the fear of going back to the way things were. Not that things were bad before, but I wasn't necessarily 100% happy with life before. In a sense, there's a lot of things that I was trying to change about myself and improve upon in myself. And, you know, going through an illness like a cancer is a really big wake-up call to learn how to appreciate life, and do things that maybe you didn't do before, try things you never tried, and grow as a human being in ways you never could grow without having to experience such a deep connection with yourself, your health, and your own mortality. And there's a huge fear in going back to the way things were and having not learned the lessons you hope to learn. Like, you don't want cancer to be like this waste. Like, I had cancer and then I got past it. Now I'm just back to me. But wait, what did I learn? Did I grow? Am I a better human? Am I helping others more? Am I reaching higher intelligence and wisdom and enlightenment? You know, or did I just get through it and get done with it so I could just go back to the old way? And that's a big fear to me, because I really looked at this as an opportunity to grow and become a different person, and to become someone who could be a better husband, son, father to my cats, friend, partner, inspirational person, and healer and helper, and all these things that I really hope to achieve. And so, you know, I know I've learned a lot, and to say that I haven't is a completely crazy statement, but that doesn't mean there isn't still the fear of just going back to the way it was. And so that's really something that I'm working on right now in my thoughts and in my writing, of keep pushing myself forward, keep doing things that are inspirational, keep learning, keep growing. And there are great ideas. I mean, Mary Lou and myself are developing some really cool things right now, and I think that if I really stay focused and keep learning the lessons and keep growing, that we will make some great art and media projects that will help the world and help us and perpetuate a new lifestyle. And that's really what I hope from this. But the fear is still there. Number two, and this one is really interesting. What happens when the cancer is gone and I'm back to health and all the attention goes away? And that's an interesting thing too, because since we found the mass back in the middle of April, there has been the biggest outpouring of love and help and support and just overall attention that I've ever had in my entire life. And it's been unbelievable. People who I don't even know personally offering to help with food, with donations, with support, with prayer. All the things have been, has shown me a different side of humans, in a sense, to see how many amazing people. It also showed me another side, a darker side that you never knew of about some people. And so it really was very eye-opening. But when you're going through something so big as an illness or a cancer or things, you kind of become like the special person, like, in a sense. Like, he's the guy with cancer, so we give him extra love and support and healing and prayer, and it becomes, God, I don't want to say the word addictive, but you definitely feed off of it. You feed off of how many people are constantly coming to you and watching your videos and liking your posts and just being there for you. And when you're out in the world, people stop and help you more and things like that. And I've noticed since getting on the other side of surgery, and just being here. Granted, I've been a little more, not standoffish, but a little more to myself so I could focus on some healing. But less people are contacting me. Way less people are signing up to come over and on the meal train and things like that. And that's not the point, is that I'm needing more people to do this, but it's just noticing that when I was in the throes of cancer, especially early on, I was having people, 5 a day and more trying to come over and visit me, and now I haven't seen another person outside of my wife and my cats in the last few days. And again, that's fine. It's good I have this time to heal, but it's like, wait, what happened? I'm still the guy with cancer. Remember me? Like you kind of feel like, what's life going to be like when people move on to the next thing, the next person dealing with illness, or the next natural disaster that's happening, and you become yesterday's news. Because in today's world of media and social media and everything is, happens today, it's gone today, and so suddenly you're forgotten about and you're right back to the old place. Now, again, these are not necessarily realities. I think that I've connected with a lot of people and forged really amazing new friendships and connections through this illness, through going through this whole journey and what I plan to be doing from here. But it doesn't still have that sort of fear or that thought that, well, wow, what happens when everyone disappears and I'm just me again, I'm just healthy again, I'm just another guy again. I've noticed out in the world, twice now I've been out in the world in the last week. About a week ago I was out, and if you look at me, aside from the missing hair, which is not so uncommon these days, like a lot of guys shave their heads, I look like a normal, healthy guy for the most part. And I found that when I was walking a lot slower, and doors were really heavy for me, and they still are and stuff, that people were getting very impatient and frustrated. Why is this guy moving so slow or doing the whatever? And I could feel it from people, the energy, because they just assumed I was some normal, healthy dude, and they could just, they were wondering why I wasn't, moving fast enough or opening the door fast enough or whatever. But then the other day, we were at a play, and because there was so much walking and so much, we had a wheelchair, and when I was being pushed in the wheelchair by one of the amazing staff members at the Elmanson, people were getting out of the way and opening doors for me and being patient with me. And I felt special again, in a sense. And it's weird to go through 4 months of your life being like this, people helping you and focusing on you and all this, to then people just being frustrated with you. So, it's an interesting concept to say, hey, well, I have to go back to being a healthy person. It's time to start healing and getting better. And I have to accept the fact that, in a sense, I'm not going to be this special person. I am, of course, always going to be a special person. We all are in our own ways. But I'm not going to be the guy with cancer who needs help opening doors and help doing things, because I'll have the strength again, hopefully soon, to do the things on my own. But again, an interesting study of the mind, to be in that place where you're like, what happens when I'm no longer being treated differently, because I've gotten so used to living this entire year being treated differently and treated better, and so that's something that it's almost like you have to transition out of feeling like this person who's been given so much to a person who's just been given, being given just the same as everybody again. And so that's part of accepting the healing part of the journey. The third thing is the fear of getting cancer again. And I know that this is big among people who have had cancer, because once you have it, there's always this fear of what happens if it comes back, or another cancer somewhere else in our body forms. Even though we may look and act and sound like a normal, healthy person again, we still have to worry about having tests, blood work and PET scans and scans of different kinds, every few months, every year, to make sure that we're not lighting up with cancerous cells anywhere. And a lot of people have recurrences of their cancer or end up with other kinds of cancers or illness. And so once you've gone through it and been through as gnarly as it is to go on chemo and surgery and all the pain and suffering that I have packed into 4 months, you don't want to experience that again, because being treated special is nice, but you would trade it with anybody to not have to suffer. And there's a real fear in what it could look like, if it comes back. And then if it comes back, what's that going to look like? A different cancer, same cancer? Will it be the same journey to get better? Will it be harder? Will people still come to your rescue, to your aid, to your prayer? Or are you so yesterday's news that it's like, oh, this guy with his cancer again? And so the fear of relapsing with illness is very real amongst people who have been through it. And I think that's something you never quite get rid of. It's, even though you might get further away from it, in the back of your mind you always may wonder what happens if. And so really, I don't want to stay sick or down. Trust me, it's very hard to have to ask people to do things for me, to have to ask Mary Lou to constantly help me with the little things that I used to do. And she's been amazing at doing it, and I'm trying to do more than I still should be doing, and she's telling me, stop, just ask me for help. I'm still here for you. And she is here for me, even though I want to be more independent. But the better I get, the less help I'm going to need, which means the less people are going to be there to help me. And so the three different areas I mentioned are really are present. I want to make sure that I'm really transcending into a better person, that I'm really able to take everything I've gotten from everybody, all the love, all the healing, and all the support, and keep carrying that with me. And then also not worrying about what happens if cancer comes back or things like that, because it's a reality that anyone could be affected by it at any time. And so we just need to live every day not like it's our last time. Live every day with importance. Live every day with love and compassion. Live every day with purpose. Not take things for granted, and be inspired to do bigger and better things, and not accept just the life of mediocrity. Not accept the life that just gets you by to make a check, to do it all again the next day. Do things that are bigger and better for you, that create change in the world, that make you a better person, that give you more ammunition to go out there every day and do better for yourself and for the world. These are all the things that I've learned through this, and through my journey, I do need to start getting better. It's going to take a while. Again, things in my body may take a year, nerve regeneration may take a year, and overall getting back to the kind of physical person I was before may take several years, and it may never happen. I may never have the physical ability. That's not what my plans are, but I have to realize that I am here today. This is what I have today, and I can only do the best of what I'm working with now. And so I wanted to really speak that out. I wanted to share that for those who may need to hear that, and for myself as well, that I really needed to say this out loud, because I need to release these fears. Bella, you've been so good for so long now. I need to just give me a few more minutes. that I need to release these fears and release these thoughts, so that I can continue to heal in a massive way, because this was a massive surgery from a really intense, aggressive cancer, and the journey of healing is going to be huge, and I need to embrace that in every step of the way, and the fears, to continue to process them, but still focus on all the great things that I plan to do, Mary Lou and myself both, that will help the world, help ourselves, and help us to all live days of more purpose and really truly thrive as human beings, for each other, for one another, and for all mankind. So thank you for listening. I love you all. For everyone going through any type of hardship now, whether it's an individual illness or whether you're part of one of the natural disasters or things that are happening in the world, I send love, healing, strength to you all. Speaking today was very helpful. I encourage you all, if you're processing things, chant, meditate, journal. It'll help you process, and speak it. Whoever will listen, because speaking it out loud really helps to put it into perspective, because I wanted to share with you, so I could also hear it for myself, so that I could say, okay, Justin, it's time. It's really time. It's been 3 weeks now since I've been home from the ICU. It's enough. It's time to really start. I mean, still stay balanced, still take the time, still find rest, but it's time to really focus on getting healthy and getting back into the world and living with great purpose. So have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of each other. I will see you on the next one, maybe sooner than later. But I love you guys. And thank you so much for listening.